my sister said. You showing up will ruin everything. Keep your weird kid away too, just stay away. I didn't even respond. I froze every credit line with my name attached. 3 days later at the venue her card declined, and my dad was red-faced dialing me over and over. I'm Sarah and I need you to hear this from the beginning, because what my sister did to me and my daughter still makes my hands shake when I think about it. So here's how it started. I got a text. Not a call, not a voice message, a text. From my own sister Vanessa. And I quote, "You showing up will ruin everything. Just stay away and keep your weird kid away too." Can you believe that? My daughter Emma is 6 years old. She's autistic, yes, and she stims sometimes and she doesn't always make eye contact, but she is the sweetest, most loving little girl you will ever meet in your life. And my sister, my own sister, called her weird. I sat there staring at my phone for I don't know how long. My grandmother, Nana Ruth, the only person in my family who's ever really had my back, she was sitting across from me at the kitchen table. She saw my face and immediately asked what was wrong. I showed her the message. She went completely still. Then she said very quietly, "What is this about?" Vanessa's wedding. Her big, expensive, Pinterest-perfect wedding that my dad had been funding for months. She was marrying some finance guy named Brandon, and apparently having me and Emma there, her own sister and niece, would ruin the aesthetic. Those were her actual words when I called her, shaking, to ask what the hell she meant. "Sarah, you know how Emma gets," she said like she was explaining something simple to a child. "She makes noises. She doesn't sit still. Brandon's family is very traditional. I can't have anything go wrong. Do you think that's a valid reason to uninvite your own family?" I asked her that. I asked her if she was seriously choosing her fiancé's stuck-up relatives over her own niece. And you know what she said? "Don't make this about you. This is my day." I hung up. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I just hung up. Nana Ruth was watching me. "What are you going to do?" she asked. And honestly, at that moment I had no idea. I just felt frozen, hurt, furious. But mostly I felt this deep, cold realization that my sister genuinely did not care about me or my daughter. We were inconveniences to her. Embarrassments. But here's the thing you need to know about me. I'm the one who co-signed Vanessa's car loan when she had terrible credit. I'm the one whose name is on 3 of her credit cards as an authorized user because Dad insisted I help her build credit when she was younger. I'm the one who helped her get the venue for this wedding in the first place because the event coordinator was my old college roommate and gave us a family discount because of me. My name was all over her financial life. And I didn't say a word to her about what I was going to do next. I just waited. I called the credit card companies one by one. Froze my authorized user access. Called the car loan company. Explained I needed to remove myself as a co-signer due to personal reasons. And lucky for me, she'd been making payments long enough that they let me off. I even called my friend at the venue and very calmly explained that I would no longer be associated with the event and needed to withdraw my reference. She was confused but professional. She said she'd make a note. I did all of this in one afternoon. Nana Ruth sat with me the whole time, nodding slowly, sipping her tea. "You're not telling her?" she asked. "Nope," I said. "Let's see how this plays out." 3 days later I was at home with Emma watching Bluey for the 100th time when my phone started blowing up. My dad. 12 missed calls in a row. Then Vanessa. Then my mom. Then my dad again. I didn't answer. Then came the texts. "Dad, Sarah, pick up the phone." "Vanessa, what the hell did you do?" "Mom, this is not the time for your drama, Sarah. Call your father." I smiled. Actually smiled. And then I got the voicemail. My dad's voice was shaking, not with sadness but with rage. "Sarah, I don't know what kind of stunt you think you're pulling, but Vanessa's card just got declined at the venue. They're saying there's a problem with the deposit. You need to call me right now and fix whatever you did." "Oh, you want to know what I did? I'll tell you exactly what happened at that venue, and trust me, it gets so much better. But first let me ask you this. Do you think I went too far? Or did my sister have this coming? Because what happens next? Well, let's just say my dad wasn't the only one who ended up red-faced and dialing my number. So there I was, phone buzzing like crazy on the coffee table, and I just let it ring. Emma was curled up next to me with her weighted blanket, completely absorbed in her show, and I wasn't about to disturb her peace for their chaos. Nana Ruth called. Her I answered. "They're losing their minds," she said, and I could hear the smile in her voice. "Your mother just called me asking if I knew what you'd done." I told her I had no idea what she was talking about. "You're a terrible liar, Nana." "I know." She didn't believe me for a second. She paused. "Are you okay, sweetheart?" And that's the thing, I was okay. For the first time in days I actually felt okay. Because I wasn't just sitting there taking it anymore. I wasn't just accepting that my sister could treat me and my daughter like garbage and face zero consequences. I'm good, I told her. Really good. Good. Let them sweat. I finally texted my dad back around 8 p.m. Just one line. I removed myself from Vanessa's financial accounts. That's all. The response was immediate. Dad, you did what? Do you have any idea what you've just done? The venue needs payment by tomorrow or they're canceling everything. Me, that sounds like a Vanessa problem. Dad, this is her wedding, Sarah. How can you be so selfish? I actually laughed out loud. Selfish. I was selfish. I typed back. She uninvited me and called my daughter weird. But sure, I'm the selfish one. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then nothing. But Vanessa? Oh, Vanessa had plenty to say. Vanessa, you are such a vindictive bitch. Vanessa, I can't believe you'd do this to me. Vanessa, this is my wedding. Vanessa, Dad is having to pull money from his retirement to cover this. That last one made me pause. Not because I felt guilty, but because it told me everything I needed to know. They'd been planning this wedding completely beyond their means, and they'd been relying on my credit, my connections, my help to make it happen. And they thought they could just toss me aside when I was no longer convenient? Do you think I should have felt bad? Because I really didn't. I didn't respond to Vanessa. But I did call my dad. He picked up on the first ring. Sarah. Let me be very clear, I said, keeping my voice calm. Vanessa told me not to come to her wedding. She called my daughter weird and said we would ruin everything. So I removed myself from the situation, financially and otherwise. That's what she wanted. She didn't mean it like that. She did. And you know she did. I took a breath. I've spent years helping Vanessa. Co-signing loans. Putting my credit on the line. Getting her discounts through my friends. And the second I'm not useful anymore, I'm disposable. My daughter is disposable. Sarah, she's just stressed. She's cruel, Dad. And you're enabling it. Silence. If you have to pull from your retirement to pay for her wedding, I continued, maybe the wedding is too expensive. Maybe she should have thought about that before insulting the person who was helping fund it. You're really going to do this? His voice was cold now. You're going to ruin your sister's wedding over something she said in a moment of stress? I'm not ruining anything. I'm just not helping anymore. I paused. She made her choice. I made mine. I hung up. Emma looked up at me. Mama okay? Yeah, baby, I said, pulling her close. Mama's okay. The next day my mom called. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. Sarah. Her voice was tight. I need you to understand what you're doing to this family. What I'm doing. Vanessa is beside herself. Your father is scrambling to figure out how to pay for everything. And all because you got your feelings hurt. I closed my eyes. Mom, she told me to keep Emma away because she's weird. Your granddaughter. She didn't mean. Stop. Just stop saying she didn't mean it. She absolutely meant it. My voice cracked a little. And the fact that none of you are upset about what she said to me? About Emma? That tells me everything I need to know. You're being dramatic. I'm being a mother. Something you apparently forgot how to be. I hung up on her too. Nana Ruth came over that afternoon with soup and fresh bread. We didn't talk about the wedding. We just sat with Emma, ate lunch and watched her play with her dolls. You know they're going to keep calling, Nana said eventually. I know. And the wedding's in 3 weeks. I know. He squeezed my hand. You're doing the right thing. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But late that night after Emma was asleep, I lay in bed wondering, was I doing the right thing? Or was I letting my hurt feelings blow up my entire family? What would you have done? Because I'm about to tell you what happened next, and it involves a very interesting phone call from Brandon's mother, of all people. You're not going to believe what she had to say. So Brandon's mother called me. His mother. A woman I'd met exactly twice. Once at a family dinner where she spent the entire time talking about her country club, and once at Vanessa's engagement party where she made a comment about how quaint my neighborhood was. Her name is Patricia, and when I saw Patricia Whitmore flash across my screen at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, I genuinely thought I was hallowed. I answered. Hello. Sarah. Her voice was clipped, professional. I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time. No. I glanced at Emma, who was doing her puzzles on the floor. What can I do for you, Patricia? I need to speak with you about the wedding situation. Oh, here we go. I braced myself for some lecture about family obligations and ruining Vanessa's special day. I'm listening, I said carefully. I'm going to be very direct with you, Sarah. Vanessa told me what she said to you. About your daughter. My heart stopped. She did. She did. And I want you to know that I find it absolutely appalling. Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Patricia sighed, and for the first time she sounded almost human. Look, I know what my family can be like. Traditional, as Vanessa put it. But traditional doesn't mean cruel. My sister's son is on the spectrum. He's 12 now, wonderful boy. And if someone spoke about him the way Vanessa spoke about Emma, I'd have a lot more than a few words to say about it. I was literally speechless. Just sitting there with my mouth open. Sarah? Are you still there? Yeah, I didn't expect you to say that. I'm calling because Vanessa came to me yesterday hysterical, saying you'd sabotaged her wedding. She wanted me to talk to you woman to woman, to convince you to fix whatever you'd done. She paused. So I asked her to explain exactly what happened. And when she told me what she'd said to you, well, let's just say I had some very pointed questions for my future daughter-in-law. I sat down hard on the couch. What did she say? She tried to justify it. Said Emma would be disruptive, that she was just being practical, that she didn't mean it the way it sounded. Patricia's voice went cold. I told her that if she truly felt that way about her own niece, perhaps she wasn't ready to join a family that values compassion and inclusion. Holy shit. Did Brandon's mother just threaten to call off the wedding? I also spoke with Brandon, she continued. He had no idea Vanessa had uninvited you. He was under the impression you'd declined to come. When I told him the truth, he was, let's say, deeply disappointed. Is he going to cancel the wedding? Oh, he loves her, God help him. But he did tell her that if she doesn't make this right with you, he's not sure he can trust her judgment as a partner. She paused. Which brings me to why I'm calling. Here it comes, I thought. The ask. I'm not calling to beg you to fix her credit situation. Frankly, she made her bed. I'm calling because I think you should come to the wedding. Actually laughed. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious. Bring Emma. Sit in the front row if you want. Let Vanessa see what she almost threw away. Her voice softened. And let Emma see that she belongs there regardless of what her aunt said. Do you think I should have said yes? Because honestly, I had no idea what to say. Patricia, I appreciate that, I really do. But I don't think. Just think about it. Please. And Sarah. She hesitated. For what it's worth, I think what you did took courage. Sometimes people need to face consequences before they can grow. She hung up before I could respond. I sat there staring at my phone like it had just turned into a snake. Nana Ruth called 10 minutes later. Did Patricia Whitmore just call you? How do you? Your mother called me, absolutely livid. Apparently Patricia called Vanessa after speaking with you and read her the riot act. Then she called your parents and told them they'd raised a daughter who doesn't know how to treat family. Nana was practically cackling. Your mother is beside herself. Oh my God. It gets better. Brandon apparently told Vanessa that the wedding is still on, but she needs to apologize to you. In person. With him present. My jaw dropped. You're kidding. I am not. Your father called me asking if I could talk some sense into you before Vanessa comes over. I told him you have plenty of sense, thank you very much. I looked at Emma, who was humming to herself, completely oblivious to the chaos swirling around her. My sweet, perfect girl who just wanted to play with her puzzles and watch her shows and be loved. Nana, I said slowly, I think I need to do something dramatic. Oh. I could hear the grin in her voice. Do tell. I'm going to make Vanessa work for this apology. Really work for it. What did you have in mind? I told her. And when I finished, she was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, you are your grandmother's granddaughter. Do it. That afternoon, Vanessa texted me, Brandon says I need to apologize. Can I come over? I typed back, no. If you want to apologize, you can do it at Emma's school. Tomorrow. During the assembly where she's receiving an award for most improved student. You can see exactly how weird she is when she gets recognized for her hard work. The 3 dots appeared and disappeared about 5 times. Finally, Sarah, that's not fair. Life's not fair, Vanessa. Be there at 2 p.m. or don't. Your choice. I put my phone on silent. Because here's what was about to happen. Vanessa was going to have to sit in a room full of elementary school kids and their parents, watch Emma receive her award, and face exactly what she tried to exclude from her perfect wedding. And honestly, I couldn't wait to see her face. But what happened at that assembly? Let's just say it went in a direction I absolutely did not expect. And it involved someone I never thought would stand up for us. The morning of the assembly, I woke up with my stomach in knots. Emma was so excited. She'd been practicing her wave for when they called her name, and she'd picked out her favorite purple dress with the sparkly stars on it. Mama, do you think lots of people will clap? She asked while I braided her hair. Baby, they're going to clap so loud. I kissed the top of her head. You worked so hard for this award. She stimmied with her hands, flapping them in that way that made her happy. The same thing Vanessa had probably imagined happening at her wedding. The thing she'd called disruptive. My phone buzzed. Vanessa, I'll be there. Brandon's coming with me. I didn't respond. Nana Ruth met us at the school. She was wearing her best church outfit. Navy blue dress, pearls, the works. If we're doing this, we're doing it right, she said, squeezing my hand. The assembly was in the cafeteria. Rows of tiny chairs for the kids, regular chairs along the back and sides for parents. Emma went to sit with her class and I positioned myself in the middle of the parent section where I could see everything. 2:15 p.m. Vanessa walked in. She looked awful, honestly. Hair pulled back, minimal makeup, wearing jeans and a blazer like she'd grabbed the first things she could find. Brandon was beside her, tall and uncomfortable in a suit, clearly having come straight from work. They spotted me. Vanessa's face went pale. I didn't wave. Didn't smile. Just watched as they found seats 3 rows behind me. The principal started the assembly, talked about hard work, improvement, celebrating differences. Then they started calling kids up for awards. When they called Emma's name, my heart nearly burst. She walked up to that stage, stimming the whole way, and when the principal handed her the certificate, she did her practiced wave at the crowd. The applause was thunderous. Her classmates were cheering. One little boy yelled, "Yeah, Emma." I was crying. Nana Ruth was crying. Even some of the other parents were tearing up because the joy on Emma's face was just that pure. I glanced back at Vanessa. She was crying too. But not happy tears. Her face was crumpling and she had her hand over her mouth. Brandon had his arm around her, looking completely lost. The assembly ended 20 minutes later. Parents started filtering out, kids running to show off their certificates. Emma crashed into my legs, giggling, waving her award. "I did it, Mama." "You did, baby. I'm so proud of you. Can we get ice cream?" "Absolutely we can." Then I heard Vanessa's voice behind me. "Sarah." I turned slowly. She was standing there, mascara smudged, Brandon hovering protectively beside her. But before she could say anything, Emma looked up. "Aunt Nessa." She hadn't seen Vanessa in months, but she still remembered her. "Did you see my award?" Vanessa's face absolutely shattered. "I did, sweetheart. You were amazing." Emma beamed and went back to showing Nana Ruth her certificate. "Sarah, can we talk?" Vanessa's voice was shaking. "Please." I looked at Brandon. He nodded slightly like he was encouraging her. Or maybe warning her not to screw this up. "Fine. Outside." We walked out to the parking lot. Nana stayed with Emma, giving me space. Vanessa didn't wait. The second we were alone, she just broke. "I'm sorry." Her voice cracked. "I'm so sorry. Sarah, I was horrible. What I said about Emma, what I said to you, there's no excuse. None." I crossed my arms. "You're right. There isn't." I was so caught up in making everything perfect, in impressing Brandon's family, in having this picture-perfect wedding that she wiped her eyes. I forgot what actually matters. I forgot about you. About Emma. About family. "You called my daughter weird, Vanessa." "I know. You told me to stay away." "I know." She was fully sobbing now. And watching her up there today, seeing how happy she was, how proud you are of her. God, Sarah, I felt sick. Because I almost missed that. I almost threw away my relationship with you and with her for a wedding. Brandon stepped forward. "Sarah, I need you to know, I had no idea she'd said those things. If I had known, I would have put a stop to it immediately. That's not who I am and that's not who I want to marry." I looked at him. "Did you threaten to call off the wedding?" I told her we needed to postpone until she made things right. "Yes." He glanced at Vanessa. "Because I can't marry someone who treats family like that. My mom was right. If she can be that cruel to the people who love her, I need to know why before I commit my life to her." Vanessa turned to me, desperation in her eyes. "I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I know I messed up in the worst possible way. But I'm begging you, Sarah. Please let me try to make this right." And here's the thing. I'd planned this whole confrontation. I'd imagined making her grovel, making her feel as small as she'd made me feel. But standing there watching my sister completely fall apart, I just felt tired. "What do you want from me, Vanessa?" "I want you at my wedding. You and Emma. Front row. I want Emma to be my flower girl if she wants to. I want everyone there to know that you're my sister and I love you and I was an idiot." She took a shaky breath. "And I want to start over. Really start over. As sisters. As family." Do you think she meant it? Or was this just damage control? Because I couldn't tell. And I needed to figure it out before I made my next move. But then something happened that I absolutely didn't see coming. My mom pulled into the parking lot. She got out of her car, saw all of us standing there, and her face went hard. "Sarah Marie, I heard you humiliated your sister by making her come here." "Mom, stop." That was Vanessa, my sister, interrupting our mother. Mom's mouth fell open. Excuse me. Stop. Just stop. Vanessa turned to face her. Sarah didn't humiliate me. I humiliated myself. And you've been making this worse by acting like she's the problem. Vanessa, I'm just trying to. To what? Protect me from consequences. Vanessa's voice was getting stronger. Sarah was right to cut me off. She was right to make me come here. Because I needed to see what I was throwing away. Mom looked between us, completely bewildered. I don't understand what's happening right now. What's happening, I said quietly, is that your daughters are trying to have a conversation. And for once you need to let us. The look on my mother's face, shock, hurt, anger, all mixed together, told me that things were about to get a lot more complicated. Because now I had to decide, could I forgive Vanessa? Could I trust that this apology was real? And what was I going to do about my parents, who'd spent this entire situation acting like I was the unreasonable one? The wedding was in 2 weeks. And I was about to make a choice that would change everything. My mother stood there frozen. Sarah, Vanessa, I think we should all just. Mom, no. I kept my voice firm. I need you to actually hear me right now. She stopped. When Vanessa uninvited me and called Emma weird, what did you do? I waited. You called me dramatic. You told me I was overreacting. You took her side without even asking what happened. I was trying to keep the peace. By sacrificing me. Again. My throat tightened. Dad pulled money from retirement before even talking to me. You both just assumed I was the problem. And that hurt worse than anything Vanessa said. Mom's face crumpled. I didn't. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I know. You never do. I exhaled slowly. I love you, Mom. But I can't keep being the one who just takes it so everyone else can be comfortable. The silence stretched between us. Then Mom whispered, you're right. Oh honey, you're completely right. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I got so caught up in the wedding drama that I forgot to protect you. To protect Emma. I'm so sorry. I hadn't expected that. At all. Vanessa stepped closer to Mom. This is on me too. You and Dad always cleaned up my messes and I let you. I never had to face real consequences until now. Mom looked between us, wiping her eyes. Can I come to ice cream with you? I want to celebrate Emma properly. The way I should have from the start. I glanced at Vanessa, who nodded. Okay, I said softly. Yeah. Mom hugged me tight, tighter than she had in years, then left to pull herself together. Vanessa and I stood alone in the parking lot. I meant everything I said in there, she told me. About wanting you at the wedding. About Emma being my flower girl. If you ever make her feel less than again, we're done. Completely done. I understand. Do you? Because this isn't about wedding stress. This is about whether you actually see my daughter as a whole person. Vanessa's voice shook. Watching her today, seeing how proud she was, how hard she's worked, I finally got it. I saw what you see every day. This incredible kid who deserves to be celebrated, not hidden. I studied her face. She looked wrecked. Genuine. I'll think about the wedding, I said. But you're going to have to prove this isn't just talk. I will. I promise. 2 weeks later, I stood in front of my mirror smoothing my dress. Emma twirled beside me in her purple flower girl dress, sparkles catching the light. Nervous, Mama? A little. Me too. But Aunt Nessa said I can stim and nobody will be mad. That conversation had happened at lunch 3 days ago. Vanessa had apologized to Emma directly, got down at her level and told her she'd made a mistake, that Emma was perfect as she is. When she asked Emma to be her flower girl, Vanessa had cried. Dad had apologized too. Stiff and awkward but real. At the wedding we sat front row. Me, Nana Ruth and Mom, who'd been trying so hard these past weeks. Not perfect but trying. Emma walked down the aisle beautifully. She stimmied. She threw petals in big handfuls. Everyone smiled. Patricia Whitmore gave me a thumbs up from across the aisle. During the ceremony, Vanessa looked back at me and mouthed, "Thank you." At the reception, Brandon's nephew Connor, the autistic 12-year-old Patricia had mentioned, found Emma. Within minutes they were best friends, both stimmying happily while talking about trains and butterflies. Then during toasts, Vanessa stood up. "I need to say something." Her voice shook. "I want to thank my sister Sarah. A few weeks ago I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. I almost pushed away the people who matter most because I was scared of what others would think. Sarah didn't let me get away with it. She held me accountable and I'm standing here today as a better person because of it." She looked right at me. "My niece Emma is one of the most amazing people I know and I almost missed that. Sarah, I'm sorry. And I'm so grateful you're here." I was crying. Nana was crying. Even Dad looked misty. "Do you think I made the right choice? Here's what I learned. Sometimes people we love mess up badly. And we get to choose whether to walk away or let them try to do better. I chose to give Vanessa that chance. Not because she deserved it, but because I wanted to believe people could change. 6 months later, Vanessa babysits Emma every other Saturday. She's learning about autism and advocating for inclusion at work. He's trying. My parents are trying too. Mom comes to Emma's therapy appointments. Dad set up a college fund. Brandon and Vanessa host monthly family dinners. Emma and Connor are still best friends. Me. I learned that boundaries don't destroy family. Sometimes they save it. So if you're dealing with family drama right now, wondering whether to forgive or walk away, I can't tell you what to do. But you deserve respect. Your kids deserve respect. And if people can't see that, they need consequences. Sometimes those consequences lead to change. Sometimes they don't. But you deserve better either way. Thanks for listening. Let me know in the comments what you would have done. And to everyone setting boundaries right now, I see you. Keep going. You got this.